The JCPenney Mystery Sale is back. Hurry in store for our coupon giveaway while supplies last. You could peel and reveal an extra 30, 40, or even 50% off. And when you use your coupon, rejoice in savings of 75% on fine gold jewelry and up to 40% on Cuisinart cookware, bakeware, and cutlery. The gifts are in the savings. Joy, comfort, peace. JCPenney. Offers valid on select items through 12/16. Offers reflect after coupon savings. Exclusions apply. Must be 18 or older. See store or jcp.com for details.
When someone first comes in and you see that discouragement on their face, they've tried so many different products, but nothing seemed to work for them, I'm able to take that disappointment and that pain and turn it into hope.
You're listening to Mallory, an art support specialist at the Good Feet store.
And they try the art supports. It's a light up moment. You see their face brighten up. They go from feeling discouraged to being happy and hopeful again.
For over 25 years, the Good Feet store and our art support specialist have been helping folks live the life they love without foot, knee, hip, or back pain getting in the way.
That's why this job is so important. You're helping people, getting back into the activities that they've wanted to do for a long time, doing the things that they love to do with their Good Feet art supports. We're able to help them and take them from the pain to the possibilities. And I love it.
The Good Feet store is located in Fairfax, Leesburg, Rockville, Baltimore and Hunt Valley, and in Annapolis in the Annapolis Harbor Center. For more information, go to goodfeet.com.
You know what that sound means? It's another episode of Game for a Movie where we ask, are you game for a movie? My name is Mike. I am joined by...
Andre.
Yes!
Oh, no.
Chaos.
We didn't plan this.
We didn't plan it. Oh,
I
no.
shot my shot and I fucked it up.
Well, I went by the order of the names, and my name's after Mike. So.
Well, I'm first in my Zoom order, so.
Well.
Yeah,
Oh.
I don't know, man.
I'm first in my Zoom order.
Your Zoom kingdom. I'm not. I'm second.
This is amazing. I knew it as soon as I said it too. I knew what was going to happen, and I was just ready for the chaos. Okay, well, off to a great start. Hey, what are we drinking today? I will start. I have an advent calendar for it's 7 or 9 breweries, something around there. Every day is a different brewery and a different beer. Today is Goose Island IPA, which is a classic, especially for the Chicago boy. I basically grew up drinking Goose IPA, so it was a much joyous occasion when I found out that was the one coming. A pleasant surprise. Much joyous occasion. I don't know. Jill, we'll go to you first.
Well,
you should actually go to Andre because he has
Jill
the
and
can.
I are saying the same thing, right? Yeah,
Okay, fine.
So
Andre.
we are also drinking an Advent Calendar beer, but this one is specifically for Platform Brewing. Platform Beer Company rather. Mm-hmm. It's a brewery in Cleveland, Ohio. I was visiting family there over Thanksgiving. Yes, the Cleve, and they gifted us a beer Advent Calendar.
Nice.
And yeah, let's see, the beer for today, or rather, I guess this is yesterday's beer, right, Joe? Because we didn't have a chance to drink it.
No, you're right. This was day 4.
It's not even a beer. It's a hard cider. It's a mango mimosa hard cider with notes of mango, citrus, and apple. And
It smells very sweet.
I'm gonna go ahead and give it a sip here.
Likewise.
It is pretty sweet. It's definitely. Ooh. This almost tastes like a seltzer, like a hard seltzer, more than a cider. But
what's weird is that the flavors to me cancel everything out, and it just tastes like nothing.
Okay.
It's an easy drinker, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's an easy drink.
Nice. Well, that sounds good. So that's what we are drinking today. What we are watching. It's bad movie time.
Yay!
I love a bad movie, especially when I don't have to watch it.
Yeah, right. This bad movie I found on many of the worst Christmas movies of all time list. It is the 1996 classic Santa with Muscles. Yes, Santa with Muscles.
Like the title. I mean, you get what you pay for, right?
You know exactly what you're walking into, especially when you see the cast, because the main character is Hulk Hogan. There's Don Stark in it, and then there's a very young Mila Kunis in it as well.
That's what blows my mind. I don't follow wrestling that much. Was this peak Hulkamania for Hulk Hogan?
I think it'd be after.
Was this after?
I think this would be after, yeah.
Okay, got it. So this is way okay.
When you said that you were watching this and you like mentioned I think you just said it was like Hulk Hogan and a young Mila Kunis, my brain did not connect all of that, and I did not realize it was set in the 90s, even though a young Mila Kunis would be young in the 90s.
Right, yeah.
So, love it.
Yeah, and then it's also Don Stark's in it as well. He and Mila both were in that 70s show after. This was kind of like, I guess, the launching point for that. And there's also a very, very young and very minor role for Brenda Song as well.
Oh.
And I love Brenda Song because she was able to pull Macaulay Culkin out of his funk. So I am forever a Brenda Song fan.
Aww. Those kid-child stars stick together, you know?
Exactly. So I guess let's jump into it. God. All right. I'm going to take a big drink before I jump into it completely, though.
Take a hearty swig first, man. Do you want to give us a synopsis before you actually go into your play-by-play, or just let it go?
Oh, sure. I'll do that. An evil entrepreneur begins to believe he's Santa Claus after an accident renders him an amnesiac. That is the IMDb description that I remember. Because I did not just pull it up, actually, but I'm pretty confident that's what it is.
It's like the weird inverse of the Santa Claus, where it's like he knows he became Santa, but in this case, this guy doesn't realize that he's thinking he's Santa.
Yep, right. Exactly, yeah. So, we start this movie with the young girl Elizabeth, who is not Mila Kunis. This is the young girl. She is writing a letter to Santa, basically saying, I want some joy this year. Can you save the orphanage I live in? And that is the start.
Of course they're orphans.
Yes, that is the start of the movie. And then it goes to Hulk Hogan, who is infiltrating this house, it looks like. And he starts beating up these people that are definitely like, there's a chef, there's a gardener, there's a butler, and you just see like him just go to town beating all these guys and everything like that. Well, they all work for him. He pays them to do this every now and then to see how long he can last while 7 guys basically attack him.
Okay. Batman he is not.
Yeah, right. His name is Blake Thorne. He runs a... Yeah, Blake Thorne is actually... I like that name.
It's a pretty okay name.
I think
I'll give it to him.
I think it's a good name, and he.
That to me is like a YA main male lead name right there.
Yeah. Well, you don't know what he's an entrepreneur of yet, and you learn.
Drugs.
Nope, he is a bodybuilding entrepreneur, mass building, and.
How did I not guess that?
Oh, like a GNC or like.
Yeah, pretty much like healthy.
The Hulk Hogan look was brought to you by Blake Thorne.
Yes, exactly, and like his face is on everything, and like the first thing we see is they bring like bulk powder to him, and he's just like, my face isn't big enough on this. Okay. But the whole time, basically, he's doing bro voice, which drives me insane.
What do you mean bro voice? Can you give us a sample?
So like they show them the bulk powder, and he's just, my face isn't big enough on that. Ah, bah, 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 bah.
Oh, okay.
And so it's just like it's over the top, like macho man acting.
Well, we gotta have a character arc, right? I'm assuming he's gonna become Santa, right?
There's something. Let me tell you.
Okay.
You can probably guess where this movie is going down for most of it, and then there's things that completely throw it on its head. Okay. So basically, they decide to hop out of there, and they're going to go paintballing. So they hop in like this big Humvee with a bunch of motorcycles, and they're just like shooting each other while they're driving, which is great. And there's no rules to this paintball game. They're just going wherever and like shooting people with paintballs. The only rule...
Is that not how paintball works?
No, it is not how paintball works. They are wearing... So Hulk's team is wearing pink bandanas on their head, and the other team is wearing blue bandanas on their head. That's it. They're obviously speeding. This cop sees them and just goes, terrorists! And starts driving after them. Yeah, he calls them terrorists.
Well, this is a pre-9/11 world, so
I
guess that word was more commonly thrown around.
Yeah, right. So basically Hulk decides to fire his paintball gun at the cops and like crashes one of the cars. And he has rules for everything. And he says like to the main guy or to the chef guy, what would we have without rules? And the chef goes like fun, and the butler goes chaos. And that's his thing, is he has rules. So this is essentially Zombieland, where he has rules for survival.
Okay.
The reason that's important is because the one guy tries to get him to pull over, and he goes, Rule 20, never surrender. And so then he like basically rolls out of the Humvee, just leaving it to go along, and runs away.
Huh.
Interesting.
So he goes to the mall. That's where he wants to go to hide out. It flashes to a different place, which is like this mansion that has these like blowing steam caskets and stuff, where it's obvious it's the bad guy. His name is Ebner Frost. Because it is a Christmas movie, after all.
Yep.
And he has a man tied upside down that's getting tortured because he won't sell his shoe store.
Oh my god.
So he's trying to buy up the shoe store for property, or?
He's trying to buy up the shoe store. We don't know why.
Okay.
So he invites his doctors to basically torture the man. There's Dr. Blight, who's like the second in command.
Dr. Blight? What is this, the Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse?
Oh, it gets worse. Don't worry. There's Dr. Flint, who's a geologist. Dr.
The geologist.
Dr. Vile, the chemist.
Boo.
Lame.
And Mrs. Watt, the physics electrocutioner.
Wow.
Okay, well, I
They weren't even
appreciate that
trying,
there's some
man.
gender representation there.
I mean, sure, but
Miss
come
Watt.
on.
She gets 5 minutes of screen time. I'm not joking. Like, it's bad.
Aww.
Dr.
So much for
Vile...
representation.
Dr. Vile also, at first, they announce he's Canadian, but he looks like he's supposed to be an awful Asian stereotype. Like, he does buck teeth and he kind of squints a lot. But they say he's Canadian, so it's okay.
Okay.
It's okay because he's Canadian?
Yeah, right, exactly. It's tough, because I don't think they ever mentioned that he's Asian or anything like that, but it's immediately where my mind went, because that's what he was doing.
Okay.
So basically they start torturing him, and then it flashes back to the mall. So Hulk is wearing these like fatigues, so it's very obvious that he is who he is, you know? Meanwhile, we meet Lenny, an elf, who's played by Don Stark. Lenny has a Brooklyn accent, and basically he owes money to Ebner Frost.
Okay.
That's all we know at this point. Hulk finds this Santa suit and decides, oh yeah, I'm going to do this and hide out so nobody's going to know it's me. So the police follow him, they run into him, and they're just like, oh, Santa, we're sorry, blah, blah, blah. We're looking for this guy. Have you seen him? Obviously the same person they're talking to. But it's not apparent until he turns around and his fatigues falls out of his Santa suit. And they're like, oh no, Santa fraud!
Santa fraud?
Yes, Santa fraud.
Oh, that sounds like a horrible spin-off name.
Wow.
Yep, that's terrible. He hides in a garbage chute to avoid them. And basically, they just dump garbage on him for a scene just to make you laugh and everything. And finally, he gets hit with something that knocks him down the chute. And he runs his head into the garbage can.
Ouch.
So, he doesn't know who he is. He's knocked out. Lenny finds him and is just like, oh, this is our drunk Santa. Okay, I'll get him up there. But then he notices he's knocked out. So he's like, oh, I'm going to look at his wallet and steal his money. He finds out it's Blake Thorne, and he's just like, oh, I'm going to use his ATM card. I'm going to get all the money I can.
Wow, alright.
Wow. And I thought Christmas was about the season of giving.
Yeah.
But it gets better because one of the things spotted in the wallet is a Blockbuster card, and it made me giddy.
Oh.
Blockbuster.
Wow. Blockbuster paid money to be shown
That's what
in
I
this
was
movie.
thinking.
Right?
Wow.
At this point,
time.
I have hit my first ads because I was watching this on Tubi. So it was completely free except for you had to watch ads every time. and it made it feel even longer.
Yeah, I'm sure.
This movie was a svelte hour 37. But, alright, after the ads, basically he keeps hitting his head. He's hit his head like 10 times already, and I guess
so
this
he's
is...
like concussed.
Yeah, exactly.
Brain damage.
Okay, got it. Really selling the amnesia here.
Exactly.
They want to double down on it.
Exactly. One of the kids that sits on his lap during the scene where it's like obvious, okay, we gotta have you be Santa and like all these unruly kids. One of the kids is Brenda Song. So that's her part on this whole thing. That's it. She's gone now.
Oh, okay.
Bye, Brenda.
Yeah. There's two guys that are like obviously 40 that are supposed to be teens.
Oh, dear Evan Hansen, they are not.
Yeah.
Yes. They decide that there's a fundraiser to support the mission or the orphanage, and they decide they're going to steal the money because the person watching it is asleep. So everything starts going to hell because they drop the bowl and like the money starts spilling everywhere. Obviously Santa / Blake Thorne notices, so he has to intervene, and there's like this horrible karate scene between these two 40-year-old teenagers and a man named Santa Claus that's way too ripped for both of them. But
are those I'm looking at the poster right now. Are those the two guys he's beating up?
I believe so, yes.
Okay,
yeah.
got it. All right. Yeah, wow.
So the best part, though, so one of the guys grabs a candy cane from Santa's Wonderland, and like out of the background, somebody goes, "Watch out! He's got a candy cane!"
That's kind of awesome, actually.
By far.
I bet that dude was waiting all his life to shout that out,
too. Oh, yeah. You can tell it's like an overexcited extra. It was literally the best part of this entire movie.
That's pretty good.
So, basically, he dispatches the 40-year-old teens, and then he realizes, he sees the mission, and he's like, I'm not supposed to be here. I need to be there instead, and, like, help them out. Because that's what Santa does.
Is that really what Santa does?
That's what I'm thinking, too. Like, they made him an avenging spirit versus, like, Santa Claus.
Well, I guess because they didn't want to have to, like, deal with the rigmarole of him trying to learn how to, like, get flying reindeer. So this at least grounds him into more probable situations. Well,
I'm glad you brought that up because they bring up, he's like, I need to get to the mission. Where's my sleigh? And Lenny goes, it's in the shop. Hop on this instead. So they have a scooter that's like way too small so that Lenny and Hulk Hogan can just be on the scooter for humor's sake.
Is it like a Vespa or is it like a Razor scooter?
It's like a Vespa, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sorry. Like a Vespa. Yeah, I should have specified.
No pedal action. Okay, got it.
Exactly. It's the electric engine, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. It's like a golf cart, essentially.
Okay.
So we flash back to the scene at the mansion. I haven't mentioned this yet, but Frost is like a germaphobe, so he doesn't deal with any of the torture himself. He stays in his house, like, locked up and, like, makes sure everyone's sanitized.
It's sanitized?
Santa. Oh, God.
I had to.
Oh, my God. Basically, they get this shoe store owner to admit that he's selling. And now the only thing standing in their way is...
Santa?
Santa with muscles?
The orphanage.
Oh.
And the children.
Yes, the orphanage.
The parentless children.
Yes. So we go to the mission. Dr. Blight and the doctors are all there. And Dr. Blight is like hitting on the main orphanage mom, whose name's Leslie.
Ew. Oh, okay.
It's creepy and like supposed to be creepy. It's not supposed to be like anything other than that.
Sweet.
Yeah, exactly. There's also Clayton, who's like the attendant of the place, and like you'd recognize Clayton. Clayton's been in a bunch of stuff.
I'm gonna look this up.
Yeah,
I'm on the Wikipedia page right now.
You'll recognize him.
The only Clayton I'm thinking of is the one from Tarzan.
Garrett Morris. Oh, I have seen him in stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Yeah,
I'm happy this didn't ruin his career.
Yeah, he's been in a bunch of stuff, including a cab driver in Ant-Man. Apparently, that's one of his most big roles, according to IMDb. I don't get that. I've seen him in other things.
He's been in a bunch of TV.
Yeah.
I feel like, okay.
Yeah, his main stint, he was on Two Broke Girls for a while. So, they basically are, like, messing with them and everything like that. By the way, they drive an ice cream truck.
Of course they do.
I don't know why. That's never explained.
Because of Lindsay.
I guess. Well, so to threaten them, they tear down the statue outside the orphanage with their ice cream truck, like pull it down. And Clayton is just like, I'm going to stop them. And so he like runs in front of the ice cream truck and starts like waving his hands at them. And it's not like stopping motion. It's just waving his arms like he's a wacky inflatable arm man.
Okay, all right.
And so he just starts doing that. Well, of course, they're like, we're going to run him down. Luckily, Santa with muscles is able to grab the chain and pull the ice cream truck back and save Clayton's life.
Wait, he pulls like The Rock in Hobbs and Shaw? He just pulls back a moving vehicle?
Yep.
Oh
yep.
my God.
So, basically, they get into like an altercation, but no fight yet, and he just sends them on their way. And they're like, we're going to be back in 3 days because that's what we want to do.
3 days. Oh no.
Yeah, right.
3 days till Christmas?
3 shopping days left till Christmas. They put a sign in there. Which is why I thought they were like making a mall or something, or like it completely throws me off with this whole thing because it goes crazy. So he goes into the orphanage to like talk with them and everything like that. There's only 3 kids. And they throw a line away like we were able to find homes for the rest of them.
What? But these are the sloppy leftovers?
Well, and then little kid Taylor goes, yeah, we're just the leftovers, and throws a little fit and runs to his room.
Wow. Wait, so the orphanage is totally empty then?
Totally empty except for Leslie, Clayton, and the 3 kids, who are Elizabeth, Taylor, and Sarah. Sarah's played by Mila Kunis.
The stakes are way lower. I mean, I hate to say, you know...
Yeah, when there are only 3 kids left.
3 kids.
Right.
Like,
Exactly.
They can find somewhere to go.
Well, they just care about that. So basically, they offer Santa. They're just like, we're gonna provide you dinner. You can stay with us. That kind of stuff. Which is funny because the only pajamas they have is like a monk's robe that Hulk wears and a bunny suit that Lenny wears, and that's their PJs.
Okay.
Oh my God.
The next day, they are eating breakfast. There is a newspaper on the table that says Santa with muscles.
Wow.
Roll credits number 1.
Some journalist wrote that down and it got published. What?
I mean, it gets the point across, you know? It's hey.
Yeah, but wouldn't they have gone for like a much more like
muscles.
try to snappy moniker, like the Zodiac Killer or something like that?
Nope. Santa with muscles. That's it. But meanwhile, they're also eating cereal, Blake O's, that have Blake Thorne's face on the box.
Ew.
And literally, like, Lenny realizes it first and is just like, I can't let him know who he is. I'm trying to steal his money. So he just pours his cereal on his eggs and starts, like, mashing them in the eggs so that he can throw the cereal box out.
What?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So, does the newspaper that says Santa with muscles, does it have a picture of said Santa?
It does.
So nobody, like those, like he's like a well-known entrepreneur. These kids don't know who that is.
It's under a beard. Like, so he's got the fake beard and everything.
Oh, okay.
Does he think the beard is real?
No.
Or
He
it never goes
realizes it. Like, there's a scene where he realizes, like, he has a mustache underneath. He doesn't have the full beard and blah, blah, blah. It's a weird little scene. And he actually walks out in the morning without it on, and everybody's like, Elizabeth's gonna freak because Santa doesn't have his beard on. And Elizabeth just kind of passes it.
They're young enough that they actually genuinely think this is the real Santa.
Exactly, yes.
Oh.
But literally, Elizabeth just, like, passes over it. He throws away a line of, basically, I only wear the beard for deliveries because Mrs. Claus thinks it tickles.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Is that a sex joke?
I guess, maybe.
She thinks it tickles.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Lenny steals his glass after breakfast because the ATM machine has a thumb scanner. It also has a voice system, so he like puts in the card and it's like, welcome, Mr. Thorne. Please do thumb scanner. And then he, like, puts the glass on there, and they're like, this is your right thumb. We need your left thumb.
I love these forced hijinks.
Yes, exactly. Also, Sarah has made adjustments to his Santa suit. She cut the arms off so the muscles can be out, and she made it a V-neck. And she also cut his pants to make them shorts because it's California.
Okay. All right.
You know,
Sure.
And,
good reason.
yeah.
We gotta show off those muscles somehow, right? We have to get to the point where, like, you know, he can't be in full robes the whole time, right? We gotta see the muscles.
Exactly. And so Clayton also has a line where he's just like, I'm proud of you, kid, to Hulk. And, like, Hulk's like, what? What are you talking about? And Clayton's just like, I'm proud of you. And we obviously know Clayton knows who he is, but is not saying anything because movie. So
Love it.
we don't know what's going to happen yet. They make Taylor feel inferior, so he decides he's going to take on the bad guys. And so Lenny and Hulk are like, we need to go get him. It's all of a sudden nighttime. I don't know how that happened, but we just have a time jump.
Okay.
There's scientists all over this mansion area, and it is the funniest thing because you can tell they were given no dialogue. They walk past them, and it's just like, if you quantify this data, you get results. Dr. Blight has a nasal strip in some scenes, but loses it in others.
Oh, I hate bad continuity like that.
Right?
That's not good.
And basically, they get to they get to Taylor, and he, like, forces Lenny to take him off, and he's trying to learn what's happening. And so he's just sitting there, and, like, they're describing their whole plot, and they're going, we need the orphanage because it's the last place, and then we can have the excavators get it out. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, there's a safe or a vault under the orphanage or something?
Oil?
Yeah, like, what are we going for here? It just, nothing happens. So Hulk's back at the orphanage. They're talking about what could possibly be under the orphanage, and the kids are just like, oh, you mean the vault? Yeah, the vault. It's like our clubhouse.
What?
Okay.
So the kids can actually just go in the vault then?
Right.
Yeah, they know what's under there. It's under the catacombs.
The catacombs?
Yes, the catacombs.
France?
Yeah.
It's a
Wait,
church.
what city is this?
It's California. I don't know where.
California's catacombs?
I guess.
So it's under a church? I don't know.
Yes.
Churches have catacombs?
Yeah, the church is the
I
orphanage.
think so?
The church is the orphanage, and it has catacombs.
Right. Okay. All right. Sure. Fine.
All right, fine. Let's go with it.
Creepy church catacombs. Fine.
So at this point in time, I'm going to hold the suspense because we need to take a break.
Oh boy.
I know, but I can't
do this to us.
I can't wait to tell you.
This ends.
I can't wait to tell you what's in the orphanage or in the vault. We have a special shout out on this episode for our friends. I'm pulling up their accounts so I can tell you more about them. Our friends, the All Night Drive-In Picture Show. They're a podcast celebrating the good, the bad, the artistic, and the absurd of drive-in movies and culture, hosted by Ryan and Charles. We have their promo here. You can hear it here. We will be right back to tell you about what's in the vault for Santa with Muscles.
What if you owned your own drive-in? An open-air theater outside of time and space. You could show anything you want. You could pair together any movies you want, regardless of genre, regardless of when they were made, regardless of quality. If you could own such a theater, if you could do whatever you wanted, you certainly wouldn't do it like this.
It's like if we don't use it, you'll be like wasting my precious fluids, my precious creative juices.
Oh my God, I had to read 2 sentences.
over and over. Who does this guy think he is? Kubrick? Fincher? Who's this guy?
Are you ready for me to read this, Mr. Hitchcock?
Yeah. Is the bird gonna on my shoulder in this scene too? He's a plastic bird. He doesn't even make on his own.
The All-Night Drive-In Picture Show. Available now at a podcatcher near you.
It's Macy's one-day sale today with deals of the day for everyone on your gift list. Like 60 to 70% off coats for him and her. The perfect winter boots, booties, and more, 40 to 50% off. And snuggle up with festive comforter sets, just $19.99. Plus, everyone gets $10 Macy's money for every $50 spent. Savings off sale and clearance prices, exclusions apply. See Macy's.com/Macy's money for details.
All right, we're back. So you guys want to know what's in the vault, right?
Yeah, what's in the goddamn vault? I almost said box.
What's in the box? So they open the vault, and there are these crystals everywhere.
Crystals.
Yes.
Christmas crystals, yeah.
Christmas crystals? Is this part of the Christmas tradition?
Yeah.
What do they do? Is it like crystal meth?
No, it's just crystals. We don't know anything about them except for that they just glow and they light weird. And basically, there was a scene earlier that I just skipped because I didn't really care about it, where Elizabeth is explaining if you sing just right, the windows are magic and they make different colors. Well, they find out that the crystals are the reason why.
When you say the windows of the church,
Yes.
they glow.
Yes.
Okay, sure. I guess some fairy tale creatures built this church.
Right.
They have
Well,
religion too. Why not?
Elizabeth says it's fairies, so you're not off on that. But so Taylor's holding one and he drops it and it explodes, and and Leslie goes, "Billy, be careful," and I had to rewind because I swore she said Billy, and I'm right, she said Billy.
So they changed the character's name, but they didn't change the edit.
They didn't change the edit. So Billy/Taylor just almost died because of this exploding crystal.
Cool. Casual child slaughter. Love it.
Yes.
Should have committed.
So Lenny is off in the catacombs because he like got scared by the explosion. His cell phone, which is like 3 feet tall, goes off. And
level technology.
And basically Ebner Frost is like, you've got to do this, otherwise we're going to like kill you because the orphanage stands in our way.
Can we take a second to appreciate how this 1996 cell phone has cell service underground?
Yes, right? It's true, though.
Happening?
It is
It's
true.
The magic of Christmas.
The magic of Christmas.
Miracle.
Boosted signal.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I just want to know where he had this thing, because he's wearing his elf costume, and I don't think that thing has pockets. And it gets even more absurd. Yeah, right. It gets even more absurd in a second, because he basically decides he needs to let Santa know who he is.
Well, that's good. He had to change of heart, or no, he's afraid of for his own life, so he needs to.
Exactly.
That part.
So Lenny pulls Santa off to the side, and basically he admits that he's Blake Thorne. He also just happens to have his fatigues jacket. And I don't know where he got this. I don't know where he had it. But all of a sudden he just has it. And he gives it to him. And he's just like, "You're Blake Thorne." And
What? Like any D&D player, he pulled it from his bag of holding.
Yeah.
Right.
Does he just like give you like a? Does it give you like a give him a sudden like flash like, "Oh, I'm Blake Thorne"? Whoa!
No.
I have the power.
He's dealing with it for a while. He actually stays behind and is like dealing with this newfound information. This was okay. Like, it's not immediate change of, "Oh, I'm Blake Thorne, that's right. I'm evil entrepreneur guy. Why am I helping these fucking kids? Blah, blah, blah." He's literally sitting there like conflicted. I'm Santa, but he's telling me I'm not. Like, that kind of stuff. In only the way that Hulk Hogan can, because, he can't act worth shit.
Aw, he's sitting on his thinking rock and having a deep think like Winnie the Pooh. Give the guy a break.
Exactly. But then I realized why he's sitting there by himself. because Dr. Blight is there to take on the other 6 kids, or the other 6 people, and, like, hold them off to the side. It's just Dr. Blight by himself. And so, like, Hulk comes out of the catacombs, realizes what's happening, and starts fighting Dr. Blight. This leads to an awkward fight scene with many lines of dialogue, including...
Oh, they're chatty.
Including my favorite. I have a Christmas wish, Santa. Get out of my life.
Whoa. Dr. Blight's got some Christmas trauma right there.
Yeah, wow, got him.
And then, so they keep fighting. They run off. They get to the bell tower. And he basically...
Bell tower?
Yes. The bell tower of the church.
Is this where Carol of the Bells happens?
No, it does not happen. There's really, besides the fact that it's Santa, there's like no mention of Christmas, pretty much.
That's disappointing.
It is. And then there's a fake Santa in the bell tower that is being controlled by Frost that basically grabs Santa and throws him off the bell tower.
Whoa.
And Dr. Blight says, Santa, you slay me.
Ooh.
Oh, no.
So he falls off the bell tower, but he just happens to land in a garbage truck that happens to pass by. And he hits his head on Blake Thorne protein powder.
Alright,
I guess that's Chekhov's powder going off right there.
Well, so he wakes up and remembers who he is.
He's angry.
Yes. Well, he's in... So, he doesn't wake up right away. Basically, they found him at the dump. They got him home. His butler's there. And he wakes up and he's just like, oh, what a horrible dream. I thought I was Santa, but I know I'm Blake Thorne. He throws off the blanket and he's wearing his Santa suit. And he's like, oh, it was not a dream. But this is what I find interesting. He disappeared for days.
Mm-hmm.
And he has, like, this butler, the chef, like, all of these people that don't know that he's gone. Like,
right.
they don't look for him.
I feel like if he's a billionaire or a millionaire, whatever. If he's an entrepreneur, like, there's a manhunt for this guy. If
he's got staff.
He's rich. He's got a mansion.
The guy who writes their checks is gone.
Yeah, right. Exactly. And so I just don't get that. But basically, like, he's sad and everything like that. So he calls Leslie. But of course, Frost has the line tapped, and he makes it seem like she doesn't want him. She's like, you disappeared. You left us. We don't want you. Go away. Blah, blah, blah. So he's just, like, depressed.
Aww.
Eating his, like, gross health food stuff.
Yeah, I guess he couldn't be wallowing with a tub of ice cream.
Right. Well, that's also one of the scenes where Elizabeth brings him milk and cookies, and he's like, this is fat-free, right? Not knowing that he's not Santa, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Right, yeah.
So the doctors are going to take over the place. Frost comes out in, like, this, like, the like, CDC suit when there's, like, an outbreak or something like that. But basically, he goes to the mine, and he puts miner's caps on all of the children. He's like, you guys are going to get the crystals for me. Mwahahaha! Super evil.
Evil bastard.
So, basically, Blake is like, no, I'm going to go help them. I don't care that they don't want me. I'm going to go help them. So he puts on this black uniform and his Santa hat. And he has his, like, chef and his butler and his gardener all come and help him. Of course, they pass the cops, who are just like, the terrorists are back! Blah, 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 blah.
Oh god, these incompetent fools are still in this movie?
Yes, they're still in it. Oh, it gets worse. So one of the cops somehow has a rocket launcher.
What?
And he fires it at his own...
Evil? Why would they have that?
Right?
Dude.
He has a rocket launcher out of nowhere. What?
Maybe Santa gave it to him for Christmas.
Maybe, yeah.
Well, so he fires the rocket. This is the worst CGI rocket ever. Like, somebody just put fire on, like, the screen so it looks like it's firing.
Okay.
And basically, the rocket goes past them and hits another cop car with, like, the incompetent leader of the cops and blows up his car.
Who's approving this police's defense budget? Like, holy shit, man. A rocket launcher.
And they can't even fire it right.
Right? Exactly. Oh my god.
Spend money on the weapons and not the training, man. That's rough.
So the Humvee, like, jumps the cops that are making, like, a blockade, and then they go to the mission, and the cops, I guess, stop for coffee, because they're gone for a while until the very end of the film.
They had to get ridden out for some reason.
So his group goes into the church. They find the secret, like the back entrance, and they kind of like they make like Home Alone traps kind of thing. Like they do something to the doorknob so the one guy gets taken out and blah blah blah. And like these are all nameless goons at this point, so they're just like Home Alone, Scooby-Doo montage getting rid of these guys. He gets to the main church, and Mrs. Watt is there.
Ooh. Oh, no.
And so they're having, like, this big showdown, and, like, obviously, he's getting shocked, and he's just like, I don't know what to do, blah, 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 And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, Lenny hops from the top of the church pews, like, the top level, and he goes, I've made my choice. I'm going to help. He pours this bucket of water on Mrs. Watt, and she just basically dies. Like,
she short-circuited, right?
Yeah, this is a PG movie, and, like, they show her get electrocuted.
Damn.
Eek.
Yeah.
Do we have a quippy one-liner?
We don't really, no.
Darn it.
No.
Good one-job movie.
I know, like, this was a movie of one-liners, and we missed the best opportunity for this. I can't remember where this line comes in because it was so good though. Clayton's the best of this movie. That's the plain and simple thing of it.
Sure.
I think he just like pushes the door into a guy and knocks him out, and Clayton goes like, "Well, all you had to do was knock," or something like that.
Okay, Clayton.
Don't quit your day job.
Clayton's the best. So
yeah, okay.
It's Clayton and Blake. They're talking. They have the kids. They have Leslie. Basically, he's told them to go hide somewhere, but Clayton's like, sit down. We're going to talk.
Oh, no. Secrets are about to be revealed.
Fun fact, Blake grew up at the orphanage.
Oh.
He wasn't born into wealth. He made his way like a real man.
Exactly. Well, and so he has this picture, and he's just like showing him, and he's like, that's you. Do you know who that is?
Daddy?
That was your best friend, Ebner Frost.
Oh!
Plot twist.
J'accuse.
I'll be honest, the way this movie was going, it was pretty obvious that he grew up in the orphanage. I was actually thrown by the fact that his best friend was Ebner Frost.
Wow, the movie got you.
It did.
Wow.
It did, because I didn't think they would make it, oh, you're related to the enemy all along.
Mm-hmm.
But apparently that's what they wanted to do.
So did our good friend Blake Thorne here just black out his childhood? So
apparently.
Do they not address this? Like why he couldn't remember?
No, they don't. Like they don't ever address this. It's just he doesn't remember that he was an orphan, and like Clayton knew him when he was younger because Clayton's been there forever.
Right.
So I don't understand how this was not known.
Oh, so this is when Clayton. That's why Clayton was like, I'm proud of you, kid."
I'm proud of you, kid. Yeah, exactly. Like he knew who he was.
Not to say anything. Like,
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You know what it is.
Exactly.
Like, did his parent, like, I mean, so he clearly, well, I guess, no, it's not. So it's not clear to me if he got adopted and then left, or if he ran away and then made his way, or he aged out of the system.
Nothing was ever said.
What?
Nothing was ever said.
Oh my god, they can't do that to us.
Right. We deserve to know Blake Thorne's tragic backstory. Or Abner Frost's, for that matter.
Yeah! Wait, why is he angry?
Yeah. Well,
Kid's deal.
so he wants the crystals. That's what it is. We don't know why. We never learn why he wants these crystals.
Because they glow when you sing.
Yeah, apparently. So they start taking out the nameless goons and everything, and they have duct tape. I don't know where the duct tape comes from either. They all of a sudden just have duct tape.
Because you never leave home without duct tape.
I guess. Well, Leslie and the kids are in the kitchen, and Dr. Blight, of course, shows up, and he's being extra creepy to Leslie. But the kids are, like, behind him, so he doesn't know they're there. So she, like, plays into it and is, like, trying to get them out of there. So she starts, like, flirting back with him in this cringeworthy scene. The kids open the freezer, and Taylor sticks his foot out. And basically, she pushes him over his foot into the freezer, and they lock him in there. And they're so happy, like, yeah, we did it. Dr. Blight's a fuck. He can go away.
He can die a cold, slow death.
Yes. Although he doesn't die, we do see him at the end. Meanwhile, like, they all meet up at the mine, or the cave, or the vault, or whatever they're calling it, vault, with the crystals. And Frost is in there, and he's like, all right, I guess I have to do this myself. So he pulls out a crystal from the thing. And mind you, when Billy/Taylor held the crystals and dropped it, it exploded.
Yeah.
He pulled out a long crystal, and now it's strong enough for a sword fight.
What?
So him and Hulk have a sword fight.
Wait, what's Hulk using as a
Crystal.
sword?
A crystal. He found another one. So they both got
they're
long
just everywhere.
crystals.
They're both having a crystal sword fight.
Yeah.
Of course.
And, like, it dropped and it exploded. These are now hitting each other, and they're not exploding. What the fuck, movie? Learn your physics. Make your rules and stay into the universe with
Stay
them.
in your lane,
Yeah.
Sometimes you just want a good crystal sword fight. You know, like
Yes.
They need to just spice it up.
Well, so he beats him up. Lenny has duct taped the geologist, but
Dr. Flint.
Dr. Flint, yes, Dr. Flint. So they're all in there, and the energy from the crystals start to build up, and they're going to explode. And they're like, we need to get out of it.
Explode
Exactly. So they're like, we need to get out of here. So Santa with muscles, like, grabs Frost and lifts him out. The geologist is, like, the first one out of there, and he's duct taped together. I don't know how he was so freaking strong enough to do that, but he just hops out of there and beats everybody. They all get out of the church, except for a couple people are still left in there, I'm sure. But terrible CGI just starts blowing up the mission, or it gets sucked into a vortex. I'm not sure which, but it just starts to happen, and the church goes down.
Well, now the kids don't have a home at all.
Well, exactly. And
I think I know where this is going to go.
I also have a note about something about Christmas movie in California just doesn't feel right, because there's, like, no snow. Like, it's not a Christmas movie per se. I don't know. So
Die Hard takes place in California.
That's true.
Yeah.
That is true. And that is my favorite Christmas movie, so yeah, you're right. You're right. All right, you're right. So basically they're, like, all talking and they're all sad and they're just, what are we gonna do now? Our church is gone. Mer, mer, mer. And of course, Hulk goes, I think I have a solution.
Oh, I bet he does.
Here's the thing. I'm pretty sure it's Ebner Frost's house. So I think he just makes, like, an orphanage out of Frost's house.
wow. Okay.
What?
So, like, the three kids are there, and they're having, like, a party. There's, like, a clown and everything like that, and he's still dressed like Santa and blah, blah, blah. But then there's also, like, all these kids out of nowhere. Like, where did these kids come from? If they were...
Right. Well, there was only supposed to be 3 of them, and now suddenly we have an orphan problem? I don't understand.
There's, like, 30 of them.
You let in a couple kids, and suddenly you have to let in the whole neighborhood.
Oh, okay, got it.
But there's, like, 30 kids out of nowhere, though. And
They're all the other sloppy leftovers that the system forgot.
Yep. Exactly. And the movie ends, so he throws his Santa hat onto a bush, and for some reason the bush, like, they zoom into the Santa hat, and then the credits start to roll.
Oh my god, did they just, like, have almost like a Jack Frost fake out? Like, the plant, like, the bush is gonna come alive and have the voice of Michael Keaton?
No, they definitely do not. Like, nothing happens. It goes to black after a while. So, I watched the whole credits. There was nothing, no after credits scene.
Interesting.
But I can tell you one last thing. So, after I finished that movie, the Tubi recommended Son of the Mask for my next watch. So you can see what level this movie was.
Wow.
Indeed. Son of the Mask.
Yep.
That is a bad movie. I think that's the movie that made me hate Jamie Kennedy.
Yeah, that's fair, honestly.
I mean, yeah, it's can't knock you for that.
Right. Especially, well, after Scream and Scream 2, I love Jamie Kennedy, but now if I were to go back to Son of the Mask, I'd probably hate him again.
He's also not very good in Stephen King's Dreamcatcher.
That's fair.
So, yeah, maybe I just hate Jamie Kennedy.
Also fair. Also very fair. Yeah.
So that's Santa with muscles.
That's Santa with muscles. There was awkward laughing the whole time, and Mila Kunis' voice was way too powerful at that point where she just awkwardly laughed and it was taking over. Lots of scenes of no dialogue, just
But no.
Exactly. Well, that was basically the end where they were just kind of laughing like that. But
you're gonna have to put it on a scale.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, I want to know.
I know.
Scale of what to what?
I got one more thing to say about it because there's a cute scene where Elizabeth's just like, "You're not Santa," and he's just like, "I don't know what to say," and she goes, "You're better."
You're better than Santa.
You're better than Santa.
Ugh.
Yeah. Cheesy goodness. That's what makes it a Christmas movie. If there's no cheese, it's not a Christmas movie.
True.
Yeah. So, on a scale of 0 to 5, and I have given zeros before, I will give it a 0.5. I do not have the Mitchell scale where you make a movie, but I will still put it to the Mitchell 0. Yeah.
It sounds bad.
Yeah, this sounded pretty bad. It didn't sound like... This wasn't Yoga Hosers. I hate to invoke the cursed film, but,
No, it was not Yoga Hosers.
Right.
It was not meaning to be a good movie. It was meant to be a cheese fest, you can laugh at with your kids,
And that's the thing. Exactly, you just said it. That's the thing is that sometimes, there are kid movies that are, bad, but they're bad because they're not meant for kids, or it's because they know the adults are in the room, and then there are kids movies they figure that their kids will just jingle some keys in front of them, and that's all they need.
Right.
And it's okay, congrats, you made a movie, but
exactly.
you made it for the lowest denominator.
Exactly. It did not go out thinking and especially with Yoga Hosers. Yoga Hosers was just a slap to the face. I know I always say that, but it just was. You went out and made a mean movie because you're mean. This was trying its best to capitalize on Hulkmania, to capitalize on, just cute Christmas generic kids movie. It's the same thing with Jingle All the Way. Jingle All the Way has a terrible Rotten Tomato score, but it's a movie we loved as kids. Jingle All the Way could be a bad movie on our show by the scale. But we all know that it's better than the scale, I don't know.
Agreed.
Yeah, this one was not great, and it's very hokey acting and very rough. At least it had some good lines. I did like the one-liners. That's always fun. But, yeah.
Well, if it doesn't have good... as long as if the one-liners are decent, then you can at least... It means you can laugh at it rather than actively hate it.
I also don't know if I brought up... So the scientists' main weapon was they had straight edges, and they just kept, slapping the straight edges.
What? Really?
Yeah. They had, the thing in the straight edge, like that.
Yeah.
What? Yeah. Okay. So they fully built in that they were the scientists. But yeah, it was that was something else. That was
We never get reason why he wants it or how he put together his crew.
Nope.
Or anything. Where did he meet these people? College?
Nope. Well, yeah, we have no clue. Yeah. So and
lazy.
Literally, the crystals, we have no clue why he wants them. We just knew he wanted them, and he bought up everything around so he could dig up the whole thing. Yeah. And, no, there was actually... You know what? There was a throwaway line. He did it for money.
He did it for money.
He did it for money,
okay.
Yeah.
So deep.
That's as good of a motivation as any, I suppose.
I guess it's better than no motivation.
I think it was during the sword fight, so I didn't make a note of it because the sword fight was just so ridiculous.
Right.
And the crystals, just they pulled out these long crystals just so they could have a sword fight. And Oh my
So
god.
stupid.
Yeah. Yeah, so that was Santa with muscles. Yep. So that was our bad movie episode. I got nothing more to say on it.
Yeah, I mean, hey, we made it. You made it to the other side.
Yeah.
Watch your Christmas bad movie.
I don't know if this is the worst Christmas bad movie I've seen. I'm wondering what's the worst Christmas bad movie you've seen, just to like have a discussion before we close up.
Oh gosh.
The Christmas Tree, I think is what it's called. There's this really badly animated movie also about an orphanage that is miserable, and there's a Christmas tree, and it's just not good. It's bad.
I need to look this up. I feel like I might be stepping on some toes here, but I remember there's like some sort of animated special. It was Grandma got run over by a reindeer.
Grandma got run over. Yeah,
that is a thing. It used to play on Cartoon Network all the time.
It was on Cartoon Network.
There's a fucking lawsuit.
Was it? What?
There was a lawsuit in that because like
they probably didn't get permission to use the song.
No. No. I meant like in the actual episode itself, there was like a lawsuit. They sue Santa because of damages.
So what happens is Grandma gets run over by a reindeer, and her conniving relatives are like, "Oh, we see an opportunity for this, so we're gonna sue Santa to get money."
Yeah.
Grandma has amnesia, so she kind of goes along with it, and then the grandson figures it all out that she didn't get run over by Santa. She slipped, and then Santa found her and moved her.
Yeah.
Right.
And then it's stupid.
I fucking hated this movie, but I don't know if it's like actually bad. I just remember hating it.
So
I got one that actually that I can remember. Belle's Magical Beauty and the Beast is like Magical Christmas.
That's bad.
That's bad.
Yep.
So I have something about Grandma got run over by a reindeer because it's a weird little segue, and I feel like the people will love this. The evil, conniving daughter, granddaughter.
I don't know what aunt, niece, I don't know.
Yeah, that was like my sexual awakening to redheads.
Oh, she is a redhead.
Yeah, like she looked good for a cartoon.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Miss Bellum from Powerpuff Girls?
No, it wasn't Blossom. No.
I said Miss Bellum, not Blossom.
Oh, Miss Bellum. Oh yeah. Well, Miss Bellum. Yes, that too. Oh my God, yes. Yeah, redheads are the best. Oh.
So evil.
Yeah, she's evil, and like it's not her personality; it's the way she looked.
Right.
But yeah, I'm pretty confident that was my sexual awakening to redheads.
Wow.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thanks for sharing that, Mike.
I told you. I think people would want to know that.
Yeah, no, we know a little bit more about you today. It's great.
Yeah, exactly.
I think my sexual awakening to redheads was Kid Flash on season 4 of Teen Titans.
There you go.
I do like a redheaded male.
Was he in Titans East or something? Or?
No, it's actually like a Teen Titan List episode because it's about the Hive 5, but it's the Hive 6.
Yeah.
So it's a Jinx focused episode.
Right.
And he shows up and he's voiced by Michael Rosenbaum, who also played Adult Flash and Lex Luthor on Smallville. Yep. So it was just like, fangirl, love it.
Okay.
Redheads are hot.
All right.
Andre, do you have a sexual awakening to a redhead story you want to share?
I mean, like, that's the thing. I was trying to think, and I was like, I don't. I'm coming up empty, guys. I'm sorry. I don't have any juicy goss. I don't know.
Not into the redheads as much.
Blue-haired people.
You didn't fall for Belma?
I mean,
Bulma.
Bulma. No. I would say that. Well, not to get super weird, but what was it? It was the fucking.
Not to get super weird.
But like they just announced to bring back Chippendale Rescue Rangers, and the first thing I thought was, are they bringing back Gadget?
Yes.
Gadget.
Oh my God, Gadget.
That was my crush as a kid.
Before Lola Bunny, there was Gadget.
Lola Bunny was just so over the top.
Lola Bunny was on purpose, yeah.
Yes, exactly. That was on purpose.
Oh my God. Gadget was accidentally hot as fuck.
Right, that's it. Right, that seemed exactly.
Was it the jumpsuit? Like,
maybe.
You know, a capable STEM, STEM female lead, right? She was the engineer, right?
Yeah.
So,
She was she's Gadget. She was the Gadget person.
I actually never watched Rescue Rangers because I didn't have Disney Channel until it was off the air.
Yeah.
I'm so excited for the movie coming out, but yeah.
So it's a movie. It's not a full show.
It's a movie, I think. Yeah,
Okay,
it's supposed to be
gotcha.
like a TV movie.
Some of it'll be used as to, backdoor pilot, basically.
Yeah, probably. Well, that'll do it for this bad movie episode. I'm so glad we went on that tangent.
That bombshell.
Yeah, right. Oh, you're welcome. So I've been your host, Mike. I've been joined by...
Andre. Jill.
Thank you very much for listening to Game for a Movie, where we ask, are you game for a movie? We'll see you next time.
Bye.
In the U.S. Army, you can make a choice to make your mark. With over 150 fields to choose from, join forces with us and take on anything.
If you're a migraine sufferer, we have incredible news for you. Nurtec ODT Rimegepant 75 milligrams is the first and only medication proven to treat and prevent migraines. Just one quick dissolved tablet can start fast and can last for up to 48 hours, helping you take control of your migraine whenever, wherever. Simply wonderful.
Don't take if allergic to Nurtec. The most common side effects were nausea, stomach pain, and indigestion. For important safety prescribing and patient information, visit NURTEC.com.
Ask your doctor about Nurtec today.